if you can learn how to solve problems for people, you'll probably never struggle to make money. That's an idea that I've heard from quite a few successful people, but I've heard this in this podcast today again. It was with this guy Nick Sarav and Jack Roberts. They're both like in the AI automation space, or like AI YouTube. If you guys know about Claude Code and like all these things, then you're probably quite familiar with them. But anyway, so most people tend to think money in a way where they think about what service do I offer, like what business do I start, what tools do I use. Like they think about all this fulfillment, right? And they don't actually think on the surface level, what is the problem that I'm actually solving. Like it, and it's really that simple. And as people, we really tend to overcomplicate things, but genuinely, all these like successful people, all these business owners that I've seen, they all say the same exact thing. It's just like be good at identifying problems and offering a solution to those problems, obviously. But once you identify a problem, you can come up with solutions pretty well. So, and the other core idea that I like piggybacks off of that is that money is just a byproduct of solving problems. So if you learn to solve problems, you're pretty much set, which is what I said in the intro. And if you think about it, most people can't even clearly articulate or explain what problem that they have. And that means there is even a smaller percentage of people that can actually solve problems. So if you can be in that smaller percent, like in that 1% or like less, it's probably even less than that, but you can really be ahead of obviously most people and like most even business owners if you get really good at that skill, is what I think. So I think what I'm gonna start doing now, and I'd recommend you guys do it as well if you aren't already doing it, is just to like observe people, identify problems and think of solutions. So like you see a business struggling with leads, then you can offer them some sort of like lead generation automation, or like some sort of maybe running meta ads, and then running meta ads and having like an automation to automatically like reach out to those leads. Or like if you see your friend struggling with something, you can like break it down for them, break down the process and like figure out how you can solve it. But basically it's all about just like identifying the problems and not thinking about the fulfillment so much, because like the fulfillment is arguably an easier part. Like that's just like you can figure it out after you figured out the actual problem. So figuring out the problem is probably the tougher part, I guess. So imagine getting so good at this that every time somebody talks, or every time you come into like a business, whether it's offline or maybe it's like an online consultation or whatever, like you can immediately see the problem and how to fix it. And like not just in the business perspective, but just like in life overall, if you are able to solve problems pretty well, I think that's actually a way to measure your intelligence. Maybe it's not everything, like maybe solving problems is not everything that intelligence is about, but it's definitely a massive part of it, I think. And like I said, it's not just business, but many areas of life, like relationships, for example. So if you become, the point of the video is that if you become the person who can consistently identify and solve problems, money just becomes a side product.